And live? Yep, okay. I'm live. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna wait at least 2 minutes and see how many people show up. Hey, I'm helping a friend sort out something. Okay, blah blah blah. Sorry, I really should have gotten this out of the way, like, a long time ago. Just messaging some people, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. It's weird, this person's not even showing up anymore. And oh, oops. Sorry to my people on Snapchat. I forgot I have notifications turned off on my phone. People have been blowing me up all day. Ah, oops. Well, I'm a shit friend. Yes, write in that journal. Yes, you totally got this. Keep writing in that journal. All right. Well, I think the last messages I'm going to send have been sent. So I'm actually going to put my phone on rest mode real quick. It's just so that way I have a better connection with the stream and everything like that. Okay, I do want to know if it looks good or not. What the phone blowing up again? Okay. So we're gonna do to test out the new attacker. God damn. Now everyone and their grandma wants to talk to me. This happens every single time, mind you. Ooh. Let's go this side. And there's Nomad.
Eliminate all of the terrorists.
Okay. So, first off, straight out the gate, this gun looks terrifying. I do not want to be on the receiving end of what this barks out. The ammo capacity for it may be a little bit overzealous, but then again, they always give you more ammo in Terrorist Hunt than they do in multiplayer. Anyone in here? Nope. Nah, she's got a standard knife. That's depressing. God, I love this thing. I love this gun. Wow. This is awesome. This pistol is so good. Oh, man. This pistol is awesome. Nomad is so cool. Okay, no beepity beepity beep. Oh, don't you dare, dude. Whoa, my audio just cut out. Oh, those are nitros. Nope. I want to be in a private... Dude. Match to really use her ability. That was cool! You know what? I've got an idea. Wonk. Bonk. Okay. No, the pistol's not bad at all. In fact, I think that more people are going to use her for her pistol and ability rather than her assault rifle. Her assault rifle, you don't even need good sights for that because her iron sights are good. Okay, I'm going to kill one more, and then the last three are going to hunt me. And they're going to trigger the proximity mines, and then we're going to get a full view of what they can do. Okay? I got one proximity mine there and one by that door. Okay? Now what these things do is when... Ha! If someone tries to walk in through the door, it kicks them back. It's so cool! It's so cool! Finished with 100% health. Oh, Jesus! Her pistol is phenomenal, okay? I don't plan on changing anything about the pistol, even if I can. That is the only pistol that she has. I'm going to do that again, but on another map and see how she acts. I do not want to change anything about her firearms. I like the iron sights as is, but if I can get enough time, right at the beginning, I am going to try and see if she has an ACOG that we can put on it. Because anything that can give her that much extra range is awesome. That was the AK. Now, the AK is obviously one of my favorite guns in real life. But she also has this. This fires a 308 NATO round. Okay? Now, NATOs, they're just devastating. Okay? And actually, what NATO means is most of the world uses them.
Eliminate all hostiles.
Yeah. So everyone's around firing the same ammunition. That's why it's used. 5.56 is often referred to as 5.56 NATO. I believe. Hello. Iron sights on this gun, they leave some to be desired. I actually do have someone that works or has worked in a gun store. Ammunition in the comments down below. Gregory here is a good friend of mine. If there's information to be had about firearms or firearms in general and ammo, yeah, it does look like the Scar. But at any point, Greg, I gave my summary of what NATO really means, okay? Because a lot of people don't know what the difference between a regular 5.56 and a 5.56 NATO is. So why don't you go ahead and in as good of a description as you can, let us know exactly what that moniker NATO means. Where did you come from? And how did you miss at that close range? Okay, there are two of you. Okay, so example of how good this gun is. Obviously, I'm taking risks. And in real life, you would never see this. There is no one organization like Rainbow that would even consider the idea of sending just one lone operator into an area. There would be an entire team worth of people going in with this woman. See, this is why Greg is here as well, because he truly does explain a lot of stuff, you know? Right, thank you, Greg, for explaining all that, and I hope anyone out there who was a little unsure what NATO meant just got their answers. What are you firing at? What the? Okay, so this comes with 3-shot. Damn! Dude, I think 3-shot might be the way to go. But, let's see, does it have single fire? It does have single fire. I like. I mean, hi.
The enemies remain.
I missed. Single fire leaves something to be desired. Yeah, because if you don't have someone that's... Yeah. So, single shot bursts me. Single shot leaves a little something to be desired. But it's still, if you want to go for absolute precision and everything like that, and actually hold on to your ammunition, I would go with that. Me... Seeing as I end up burst firing anyway, it's just the way that I usually play games like this. Oh shit, no, I want to go AKM. Yes! Not AKM, AK... How many different variants of the AK are there? There's AK-74, AK-47, AK-47U... I think the AK-47U is just an AK that's a compactor version with, like, not a hard stock on the back. Some that's, like, more concealable. I think that's more of a sub-weapon, though, like a... Really, I think the reason why NATO also wanted like that organization and everything like that is so that way it's the most common type of round. So that way oh, you don't get to do that. That's not nice. Not you. You can join the party. But that guy sneaking up behind me. That wasn't funny. Oh, God. Yeah, Greg, my party should be public. Yes, okay. Being overly confident at stuff like this is kind of something that happens really easily. Because when you practice for long periods of time at any video game and you get really, really good, you have a tendency to be just overly boss, thinking like you're the baddest guy. But in terms of like me, VS, and the guy in the party, Greg, we are pretty good. I mean, we know what our abilities are, so we really do enjoy the games as a whole, rather than just trying to say, look at me, I'm a badass. Oh. Hi. See, you should be right there.
Three hostiles remaining.
But out! That is the most funny thing I have ever seen in this entire game. It's more funny than someone getting bitch slapped by a Montaigne. Which has happened, by the way.
Op 4 neutralized.
Oh god, that made me laugh so hard. You just seeing him fly. God damn. I love this game. What's the matter, Greg? Is it not letting you join the party? Or do I have to send you an invite?
Holy shit.
Oh, God. You've seen this, too. That was hilarious. Oh, God. You saw how much of a side buster this is, and you're just like, I gotta get in on it. Oh,
I've been trying to updating things in 2 minutes, but hi everyone, I'm your resident gun expert.
yeah. So, the reason why I actually believe that NATO prefers certain rounds like 308, 5.56, and so on and so forth is simply because if everyone's using that type of ammunition, then dealing with those type of wounds are most likely what they're going to run into. They're not going to run into something crazy like a 5.7 or something like that, so they're more used to treating those rounds, so people generally survive more.
It's actually not bad at all. Well, close to it. 5.56 NATO, 7.62 NATO. The reason why I stick with NATO rounds, did you see my comment? I comment or no?
Yeah, you commented.
Because I actually explain why they do it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's another reason why they do it, because simply put, I mean, if people use all sorts of crazy rounds and everything, and each guy on the battlefield has a different gun, then one guy can get hit with a 5.56, one can get hit with a 7.62.
It depends. Because remember, if we're using, say, prime example, War on Terror, that our enemies of the terrorist organization are going to use the AK because of what they can get, cheap, affordable, and everything else. They're still using a 7.62 projectile. This coming out of an AK is a 7.62 by 39. We are using a 5.56 NATO. It's a smaller hole going a lot faster. Well, it doesn't tumble. That's another reason why I get the General likes it, because it's an easier customer one, which are correct. 7.62 by 39 is
Hang on, Greg, one sec. I can understand you. I can understand you, but something is happening with your mic. Your mic is cutting in and out. I think your connection is bad.
Probably. Okay, can you hear me a little bit better, or no?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. So, another reason why... so what part do you want to do? Repeat there?
It just switched from being able to hear you perfectly to...
Okay, how about now?
It's okay. I mean, don't worry about it, okay? I'm pretty sure that we'll be able to understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. So, the reason why the U.S. military doesn't use 7.62 by 39, so the Russian army and a couple other foreign countries, such as, I believe any South American army, or I believe in Mexico, because I think they use the 5.56 because I don't believe they're a NATO country, but I'm not 100% sure, please don't quote me on that. 39 hits harder, but when it hits a target or anything else, hard ball, it like tumble. So like a tumble effect, this makes a bigger wound to carry, which is harder to treat. A battlefield or in a surgeon's hospital. So that's why a lot of the NATO countries, such as United Kingdom, us, Belgium, Germany, we're using the 5.56 because again, it's easier to treat. We have the ammo for everyone else, and we can use it in operations. And again, too, the 5.56 has been around just as long as 7.60 by 39. We've been going up against each other for years.
Yeah, so it's a common type of round, and it's easily manufactured.
It is. Did you know, too, the U.S. military actually is now going away from 5.56 NATO, is going to the 6.8 spec round now.
Wait, what type of round?
6.8 spec.
6.8?
SPC. Yep, 6.8 SPC.
Oh, God, I'm not a fan of the reflex sight.
Yeah, that probably is not good. And also, that pistol that Nomad is using actually was a prototype for weapon at one point in time in the 80s.
That was actually used by, I think, Charles Bronson in Death Wish.
Charles and Dirty Harry.
Yeah, I was actually going to mention that in one of the Dirty Harry movies, he opted out, instead of using his regular 44 Magnum, he opted for a 44 Wilby Magnum.
Yep.
Now,
a cartridge of the 44 Magnum.
Exactly. it's easier to control and everything like that. And you can manufacture the rounds yourself, actually. God, this sucks ass with a freaking recoil. Now.
Which one?
The AK, now that I've put a sight on it, I can hit stuff, but it becomes increasingly harder to aim.
Yeah.
With the...
Since we're talking about AKs and shit, there's so many variants, by the way.
Yeah, I figured because it's a popular platform. It's like an AR platform. There's many different variations of it because the one that won't stop getting the freaking short end of the stick is the AR. It says assault in the name. It stands for Armalite Rifle Variant 15.
Correct, because there was 15 attempts, and there's actually still a lot. There's actually the AR attempts, the 10 attempts, but it's actually different way. Then there's the AR-20, but no one really knows about, because that's a prototype gun never really got. They didn't stop at 16, kept going. Because it was designed by Eugene Stoner. So, and he never stopped making those off of the Stoner rifle. Like, oh my god, I would love to have one, because those rifles are cool.
Yeah, the Stoner?
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I love the Stoner. That's my go-to LMG in Wildlands. The reason why I love it is because it was used by, I think it was used by Navy SEALs in Vietnam. It's a gun that was proven to be effective in battle, and a lot of people understand why they opted for the M249 instead of the Stoner, because the Stoner was easier to control.
But you are correct. But the thing is, I believe it or not, that Stoner LMG and actually Ghost Recon is actually the brainchild of the original Stoner from Vietnam, which the SEALs were using it, the Green Berets were using it, and small detachments of the U.S. Marine Corps were using it as well. But most of the time, it was actually the SEALs that were using it. The Green Berets had it in small numbers. The Marine Corps, I don't know exactly if they had some, but I do believe they did have more because, again, those guys that were the lead operator back in the day, and they could have basic whatever they wanted. You know?
Exactly. They were the ones that were going in and kicking in the front doors. They were the ones in the middle of the fight, so what they said they needed, they got.
Essentially, yeah. But remember, too, even just not even the special forces guys, they weren't even just kicking the doors, they were also training. So they weren't always in the front lines. They were more like in the reserve, like, okay, you guys hit that door and you died. This is what you did wrong. Next time they go out, hey, none of you guys died. Fuck good. Listen. You know what I mean? They couldn't do it. It was kind of like how we were doing Iraq. How we were trying to build the national army up. That's how we were trying to do in Vietnam and the special forces. That's how we did it in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Yeah, with Iraq, I think what the idea was the original first 12 operatives that went in that no one actually knew about at all.
Oh, I knew.
Yeah. The original 12 operatives that went into Iraq and Afghanistan and everything like that, they went in there under special orders to help weaken the Taliban. So that way the army there, their federation, or their, whatever you want to call it, their group, could fight back with at least some amount of success.
Well, I can tell you really close to the story. Believe it or not, the 12 gentlemen that you're actually talking about are actually the Green Berets. Those are actually from Special Forces. Those guys are killer guys, and believe it or not, my grandfather unit in Vietnam. My grandfather retired as a full colonel, if I remember correctly, from the Special Forces, which is really cool. The story goes that they all had to, each group had to go up to their rank or clearing officer saying, hey, we're going to get the Special Forces captain was the only one who made sense, and they're like, your team goes. So 5th and 1st, they were their main spearhead, and their operation was to recon, help train, and destroy if necessary. to weaken their forces so the main attack force can go up without taking maximum casualties. So they didn't go into Iraq first time in Afghanistan. They were going to take casualties in the main invasion force, but they were trying to mitigate that to everything. So the special forces went first to soften it up, which they did. And
Yeah, if you want to learn more about this, I don't generally recommend watching movies for spot-on interpretations of what happened during battles and military operations. Hi, VS. Bye, VS.
right.
I would recommend watching the movie 12 Strong with Chris Hemsworth, because they made a movie about these guys. They made a movie explaining exactly what their mission was, all the way from the attack that happened against our country, 9/11, and the interviews with all the other teams, and how he was the only one that saw it the way that he was. That his inexperience in combat wasn't going to be a hindrance because, well, no one had ever faced a situation quite like the one that he was going into with his guys. So if anyone said that they had experience in a situation like that, it was full of shit.
Correct. And another thing is, too, they're not just known as special forces back, well, they were, but another name they got from even the Freedom Project fighting with, they were known as the Shield Horsemen.
Yeah, they were called the Horsemen because
they're in horses because that's the only way they can get around between mountain and mountain.
Yeah, I think the general's name was General Gaza. No, not Gaza.
No, it's a weird Afghani name or Middle Eastern name that we can't pronounce. Correct.
I just want to say Dama, okay? I can't remember. I can't remember his name exactly, but when they got there, pretty much he was beating his head against a rock trying to get at the Taliban, and the reason was they had this perfect setup. There was nothing but miles of desert in between point A and point B, and by the time you attacked point A, tanks and arms were coming up from point B. There was no way to get from point A to point B without taking heavy casualties. So what our guys ended up doing was they said, fuck point A, let's go for point B, and as we hit point B, we'll also hit point A and get through the center before anything else can get through. That was the plan. Did it work out with 100% success rate? Yes. Did our guys take some damage? Yes. One of them almost ended up dying. But they mostly made it through unscathed. They did take some serious blast damage, though. I mean, serious.
The chief officer had, I believe, if I remember correctly, a chopping chest wound and I believe a blown ear canal from a suicide vest.
One guy, I think, got critically injured during that attack. So they were actually down 2 guys. Because there was him and then the guy that was assigned to take care of him. So they were actually down 2 guys at that one point.
No, the chief foreign officer actually, who was and who was the chief officer, he was not unscathed. He was out because he was far enough away from chief foreign officer. When chief foreign officer was going up, actually, he was roughly about maybe 30 meters, maybe a little bit closer, and the other gentleman was about maybe 50, maybe 60 meters away from that split. So if you can get a shot by somebody to knock your ass, I'm wrong completely. I mean, numbers mixed up. Don't, again, if you don't know more about this operation, please go to the local library, read the books on. I highly recommend it, or watch the movie. You can really justify. I mean, it's not going to be completely accurate because it's Hollywood, but please read the books also too. Then, I don't recommend Google because obviously internet lies.
Dozin, that's what his name was. Dozin.
Did you Google it?
No. I was thinking about the movie. His name was Dozin. General Dozin.
Yeah, but I will say that so all the actors that portray all the special forces guys, and even that did an amazing job portraying the men, and I really recommend it. The weapon play was good, the gear is correct, I've heard, and I think it was an outstanding movie. It's a 2-hour long movie, so if you're going to watch it, just popcorn.
It was, but also they don't downplay the violence that the Taliban used. I mean,
And also,
yeah, it was. If you're sensitive about certain topics, I wouldn't recommend watching it without someone there. If you're not 100% unclear as to what exactly was going down in that part of the world, I wouldn't exactly recommend it either. Dude, I'm gonna 3-prong these guys.
oh god. That doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Turn on your phone and watch. I have my explosives set up, and hopefully what's going to happen is I'm going to kill the guys in this room through the wall, and then the last guy's going to try and walk down this hallway, and he's going to get ricocheted back and forth between the different proximity charges.
Nice. Yeah. Sorry, I'm going through something right now, actually. I have some cards I'm trying to get rid of.
Yeah, there was actually a time that they feared the operation would fail because our government wasn't sure if the military team that they sent in was actually going to get that job done. So they sent another team in without their knowledge, and when General Dozin heard about it, he was furious and almost ended up doing some very bad stuff. But in the end, he made the decisions necessary for the betterment of his country. He did. Which was nice. And I ended up dying, by the way, but that was a funny thing to watch.
I'm loading in the next 4 seconds. So, okay, and another thing is too, as you said too, going back into the the thing that no operator like this, like the whole lone wolf thing, that would never be a thing. Because if you're clearing an airplane by yourself, you're fucked. Or
yeah, there's too many hatches. There's too many different ways. You can't possibly check all those rooms by yourself. The way it usually works is there's a lead man, he leads, he goes forward, the guy behind him watches his back, and the third guy is the one that checks all the doors, makes sure the doors are locked, and then the guy behind him, the last guy, makes sure that absolutely no one can come in from behind. They make sure that everything is okay, and make sure that everything is locked down behind them. I'm testing the defensive operator. I'm testing the defensive operator right now.
I will say this, though, the cool thing about Siege, excuse me, that every map is different. That's what I like about it. Because one thing I've learned from my friends who are in the military, people who I work with, that no matter what you do, it could be the same building you cleared 100 times. Every outcome is different. Every placement's different. Everything is different. That's the one thing I like. Because every time you go and try and clear a room, it's never going to be the same, no matter what.
That is so cool. That's what his thing does.
What is it?
It attaches to the bottom sides of hatches. You know how you can have a room.
You can throw it at anything.
Yeah, it can be thrown to anything, but it can also attach to the underside of like a hatch that's been armored up.
Covered by the enemy. Retreat.
Okay, the AUG. My thoughts on this gun, it's okay. It's easy to control. The recoils.
Hostage down. Injured by hostiles. Zeroed in by enemy overwatch. Fall back. Hostiles neutralized. Hostiles regrouping. Secure the area. Hostiles revived. Keep them safe.
See, I sort of wasted my tech, but I electrified the bottom of this one. So you know how when you're in like the train car room and there's that hatch that's right there that they can breach? You can take this guy and you can throw one of his pieces of attack up there and it will electrify it so that way when Thermite comes up on top, he can't Thermite through. That's what this guy was designed for. I think he was designed as an anti-breacher. What is your download at?
I'm still the only person watching your video.
Nice try, dicks. I think I know why, actually, no. Okay, you can come up with all the theories that you want for Nomad, but I think I know the exact reason why she was added.
Why?
I think she's the anti-Clash.
Yeah, I've already heard that.
Because Clash, you can't fight her one-on-one, okay? Sure, it's doable, but you have to manage to get in all the way inside her range, and if there's her plus someone else, it's not going to happen. With this person, you can easily shoot something on the floor and knock Clash back. I mean, that's what I think can happen. It's not something that I've personally tested. I need VS or Greg to do custom matches with me. So that way we can test the realms of what these characters can actually do.
I was about to say, I don't have Clash, so we can't do Clash. Well, how about Maverick? I can always try Maverick.
Yeah, well, it's kind of hard to be anti-Maverick.
Well, you know what though? Throw stuff up high, see if I can find it.
Yeah, well,
Also,
I mean,
I could also go as Thatcher and see if I can Thatcher it.
no, you will be able to Thatcher it because they have to.
Sure.
Yeah, you will be able to Thatcher it because they can't have his shit be too insane, otherwise no one would want him. That's sort of like an immutable law about Rainbow. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You have to make it fair, you have to make it doable for everyone and everything like that, and I died.
Mission failure.
But I think that's...
64%.
Jesus! That's an actually really good weld on that shield. I approve of that shield. That shield would stop a lot of bullets. As a welder, okay, I've done welding on very thick plates and everything like that, you know? Would that be 100% like, effective against something like, I don't know, a 50? No, but if you're going up against something that fires small pistol rounds like Cade's gun, a P90, shit like that, yeah, they'll stop it.
But nothing like a rifle round.
Exactly. So if you go up against something that's like Dokubi's shotgun or her rifle,
Deer slug.
yeah, then the deer slug may actually get stopped by it, but it would wreck the shield.
So it would probably break the arm of the person who's holding this shield, and then the person would drop shield, grab their arm, then double tap.
Exactly. That's more or less what I'm saying.
So, actually, I have a question for you. As a welder, or someone who knows welding, where are the weakest points usually on a weld? Is it middle, beginning, end? What are we looking at?
Usually the weakest part on a weld is where it ties into the next weld.
Okay.
Yeah, like you can have a beautiful weld, okay, but if you don't tie it in well to the next one, then that's usually your fracture point. But in all, if you have good penetration, good speed, if you tie the weld in correctly and everything like that, you'll be fine. Okay? But most of the time, if it's going to fail, it's going to fail at the part where one weld ends and then the other one begins.
Okay, so it's basically just a big rip,
Exactly.
if you will.
It's,
Okay, makes sense.
it's something that can happen at any part, but if you know what you're doing, you can, prevent it. There's things like porosity, is the surface of the metal clean, the angle that you're holding the gun, the way that you drag or pull the wire, everything like that. I actually did something on Facebook a long time ago, the difference between pulling and rolling your weld. And my teacher, Larry Clevenger, actually tested the two different welds. And both of them looked exactly identical. They were both done by me. They were both perfect. And the whole thing was, one is pulled, one is rolled. And I had a little poll going on. Which one do you think is which? And they said, okay, I think number one is pulled and number two is rolled. Everything like that. And then I had him turn them over and hit them with a sledgehammer to break them. The one that was rolled broke. The one that was pulled held. It all depends on the way you do your shit. If you know what you're doing, you can make a good, strong weld. If you don't know what you're doing, you might want to hand it off to someone that has more experience.
I don't know how to weld, so yeah.
But as far as... Ooh, I forgot to check something. Cade has that sword on his belt. I wonder, is that his melee weapon?
I mean, everyone's melee weapon's a knife or a bladed weapon. So might not. When I get in game, we can knife and see if he draws from it.
Yeah, it's cool. But everyone, this is where this live stream is actually going to end. But after where this live stream picks up, I'm going to be recording and really testing the realms of good taste with these characters and seeing what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, and seeing how well this new Fortress map looks. I think the Fortress map is going to be just fine because, let's be honest, Ubisoft, they care more about their maps than they do anything else.
Don't say that now, dude. Now they're gonna fucking hear you, and now they're gonna jinx us.
I mean, it is true. I mean, with Villa, they took the time to have all those guns in the cases and everything like that. They didn't look like they were made out of plastic. They were really detailed. Everything like that.
Hammer.
Yeah, Sledge's hammer, everything like that. All the different weapons and everything like that. And all the different skins that they've come up with. They're a company that likes the fine details.
You know what the artist and a sniper have in common?
Attention to detail.
Actually, funny part in Glaz's story, he's actually he was a former art teacher. That's why
I know,
that analogy. He actually mentioned that analogy because the Spetsnaz actually rescued him one time.
Yeah. I started reading through the different background stories of different characters, and most likely, actually, I think the shortest background that I have read so far is Montaigne's.
Really?
I think his name's actually Monty.
Of course it is, because we call him Monty.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. I'm going to invite VS to the party. If VS joins the party, then I may just continue this going right here. but I would prefer that we wait for Greg and just film a video, so that way we don't waste any time and everything like that. And this is actually almost going on for an hour now.
Cool. I still gotta take a shower.
Yeah.
I was about to take a shower when you said watch. I'm like, ah, shit.
Yeah, oh, fuck. Now I gotta do it now. Yeah. So, thank you everyone that has tuned in. I know I got some other viewers other than Greg here. And thank you for tuning in. Pay attention for the video that's going to come out after this. I know this ran out pretty long, but I wanted to give Nomad as much attention as possible because playing as a defender is actually really challenging when you're doing terrorist hunt because there's no time to do anything. I could have won as him, but I want to examine him more and actually get in more in tune with what I'm working with. So, pay attention for his video. It'll be coming out soon, and thank you guys for watching. Peace.
Later.
I have no idea what you just said, but did you just say later? Alright.